Hello children, myself Durgesh Shukla and today we will discuss the chapter respiration. Students, before proceeding our chapter, I would like to tell you please subscribe our St. Xavier's School Hardoi YouTube channel and press bell icon for further notifications. Children, in this chapter we will discuss about respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, breathing, respiration in humans, respiration in animals, respiration in plants. So, first of all, we will discuss about respiration. Children, in your class 6 means previous class, you would have learned about the characteristics of living organism, and one of the characteristics of living organism is they respire. Now the question is, why do they respire? So all living organisms respire to obtain energy from food which they eat and digest for their survival. Now what is respiration? So the process of releasing energy from food with the help of oxygen into the cells is called respiration. During respiration, energy rich food glucose is combined with oxygen and broken down into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. This process of respiration takes place inside body cells. Inside body cells, glucose and oxygen combine, and then carbon dioxide and water and energy is released. This process of respiration we can represent with the help of a Bard equation like glucose plus oxygen give rise carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. There are two main steps are involved in the process of respiration. Step first, taking in oxygen from air and releasing carbon dioxide. This whole process is known as breathing. Second step, using oxygen for releasing energy from glucose. Process of respiration is a reverse process of photosynthesis. Why? Because in the process of respiration, glucose combined with oxygen and give rise carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. And in the process of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide combines with water in the presence of sunlight and give rise glucose and oxygen. That is why respiration is the reverse process of photosynthesis. Now one question is there, why it is called cellular respiration? As we discussed, the process of respiration takes place inside body cells. That is why it is called cellular respiration. Now types of respiration, there are two types of respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. First of all, we will discuss about aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, breakdown of glucose occurs in the presence of oxygen. Okay, we can say aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen and carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. Most of the organisms like human beings and other animals like cow, buffalo, elephant, goat, all the organisms carry out aerobic respiration. And one important thing, all the organisms which carry out aerobic respiration cannot survive without oxygen. Next, anaerobic respiration, when the breakdown of glucose occurs without oxygen. We can say aerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen, and in anaerobic respiration alcohol and carbon dioxide and energy is released. Now there are some similarities between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. First, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration occur inside body cells. Second, in anaerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, glucose is broken down and energy is released. So these are two similarities between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now some differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. As I told you, aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, there is complete breakdown of food occurs, whereas in anaerobic respiration, partial breakdown of food occurs. In aerobic respiration, end products are carbon dioxide and water, whereas in anaerobic respiration, end product are alcohol and carbon dioxide. And in some cases, in anaerobic respiration, end products are lactic acid and carbon dioxide. In aerobic respiration, considerable amount of energy is released because of complete breakdown of glucose, whereas in anaerobic respiration, much less energy is produced because there is partial breakdown of glucose or food occurs. Okay, so these are the differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now in aerobic respiration, I told you in some cases in place of alcohol lactic acid is produced. So in our body this case happens. How? During heavy physical exercise, sometime like we are running very fast, sometime we get muscle cramp. Muscle cramp means we feel painful contraction of our muscles. So during heavy physical exercise, our body cells need more and more energy. So at that time, that instant of time, body cells require more oxygen in order to get energy, but due to insufficient supply of oxygen, our body cells do not get sufficient oxygen and they respire anaerobically, means in the absence of oxygen, and at that time lactic acid is produced in our body cells and that lactic acid accumulated in our muscles, and due to accumulation of that lactic acid we get muscle cramps, and that muscle cramp can be removed by hot bath, water bath or massage, because by these activities we can improve the circulation of blood in the muscles. Next topic is breathing. So taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide with the help of breathing organs is called breathing. Now taking in air rich in oxygen is called inhalation and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation, and main breathing organs in humans are lungs. Now with this diagram we can understand how do we breathe. During inhalation, when we inhale, when we take in oxygen, then around our lungs there is chest cavity and in the bottom of chest cavity there is a muscle sheet. That muscle sheet is known as diaphragm. So during inhalation means when air is drawn in, then our chest cavity becomes larger and diaphragm moves downward. Diaphragm moves downward. Okay, and when we exhale carbon dioxide, or you can say air rich in carbon dioxide, then our chest cavity contract and diaphragm moves back, means to the upper side. Okay, so in this way we inhale oxygen, means with the air rich in oxygen, and exhale air rich in carbon dioxide. Now breathing rate. The number of times a person breathes in a minute is known as the breathing rate. Breathing, one breath means one inhalation and one exhalation, means one time we inhale and one time we exhale, that is called one breath. Okay, average breathing rate in an adult human being at rest is 15 to 18 times per minute, but this breathing rate increases with increased physical activity, and it can be increased up to 25 times per minute. And normally children breathe about 20 to 30 times per minute. In women, breathing rate is also faster than men, right? Now one topic is sneezing. Sometimes we sneeze. So what is sneezing? So the sudden expulsion of air from nose is called sneezing. And why we sneeze? Due to the irritation of nasal passage. When there is irritation in our nasal passage, we sneeze. And why there is irritation? When so many dust particles and unwanted things are mixed with air which we inhale in our nasal passage, in our nostrils, there are here many fine particles are filtered by these nose hair, but sometime when these fine dust particles reach our nasal passage, then we feel irritation and then we sneeze, and with the sneezing, these foreign particles or dust particles move out of our nasal passage. Now next and very important topic, that is respiration in humans. In human beings, many organs take part in the process of respiration, as we discussed earlier, and collectively they make a system, and that system is known as human respiratory system. The main organs of respiratory system are nose, nasal passage, trachea, bronchi, lungs and diaphragm. One by one we will discuss. As this diagram is given, you can see in our nose there are two nostrils. Through these nostrils air is taken, okay, and through nasal passage is also known as nasal cavity, air reaches to trachea, trachea means windpipe. Okay, and then through trachea air reaches to bronchus, and then bronchus is divided into two branch, means we have two lungs, one bronchus connected to left lungs, and another bronchus connected to right lungs. Okay, so bronchus is singular and bronchi is plural of bronchus. Okay, then air reaches to lungs. Okay, inside our lungs there are so many branches in each bronchus. Those branches are known as bronchioles. Okay, and each bronchioles have air sacs. Okay, those air sacs are known as alveoli. Okay, now when air reaches to alveoli, means air rich in oxygen reaches to alveoli. All the alveoli are surrounded by very thin blood capillaries, and the walls of alveoli are very thin. Okay, so the exchange of air and blood takes place across the walls of alveoli. With the help of this diagram you can understand these are the alveoli. Okay, and the walls of alveoli are very thin and surrounded by very thin blood capillaries. Now oxygen diffuses from alveoli to blood capillaries. In blood capillaries, this oxygen mixes with blood, and in blood red blood cells are present. Those red blood cells contain hemoglobin, a red pigment that is called hemoglobin, and hemoglobin carries this oxygen to each and every cell of the body. Okay, where respiration takes place, and when respiration takes place, then carbon dioxide and water and energy is released. Carbon dioxide and water again with the blood comes back to these blood capillaries, and again exchange takes place on the surface of alveoli, and then carbon dioxide go back through the same path and exhaled by our nostrils. Okay, and energy released used up by organisms for their functioning. Okay, with this flow diagram we can understand the full process of respiration in humans. First of all, through nose we inhale air. Okay, and it passes through nasal cavity or nasal passage, then it goes through larynx, which is called voice box, and then it reaches to trachea. From trachea air goes to bronchi, and then air reaches to lungs. In lungs air reaches to each bronchioles and then to alveoli. Now very important, till here the process of breathing is. Now alveoli are surrounded by blood capillaries. Here oxygen exchange means diffuses to blood capillaries, and then with the help of red blood cells oxygen reaches to each and every cell of our body where respiration takes place. And I have represented this by double arrow, means after the process of respiration carbon dioxide is released, that carbon dioxide comes back through the same path. Through the same path means from blood capillary to alveoli, then bronchioles, then lungs, then bronchi, then trachea, then larynx, then nasal cavity, and then through nose it exhaled. This is the complete process of respiration in humans. Okay, and one very important point, this diaphragm seat of muscle is known as floor of the lungs. Okay, now breathing in other animals. First of all, we will discuss breathing in cockroach. Insects like cockroach has several small openings on the side of their body, and these small openings are known as spiracles. Okay, so air enters an insect body through these spiracles, and this air is carried through a network of air tubes, and those air tubes are known as tracheae. Okay, oxygen is absorbed inside the body and carbon dioxide rich air sent out through these spiracles. So in cockroach, exchange of gases occurs through trachea, trachea, whatever it is, trachea. Okay, now in earthworm, as you know, the body of earthworm is very moist, so we can say the skin of earthworm is very moist and thin or slimy. So exchange of gases takes place through their moist and slimy skin, and then oxygen mixes with blood and reaches to each and every cell for the respiration. Now in frogs, as we know, frogs are amphibians, means they live on land as well as live in water bodies. So frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings. When frogs are on land, they use these lungs for breathing. Okay, and when they are inside, means under the water, they breathe through their skin, and the skin of frogs is moist and slippery. Through this skin they breathe. Now aquatic animals, most aquatic animals like fish breathe through special organs called gills. As you know, oxygen is dissolved with water, so gills are specialized to extract oxygen from water. So fish use gills to extract oxygen dissolved in water, and you send it to each and every cell for respiration. And one very important point is here, dolphin and whales do not have gills, they respire through lungs, and that is why dolphins and whales come on the water surface again and again in order to get oxygen for respiration, for breathing. Now respiration in plants. Like other living organism, plants also respire for their survival. Okay, plants also take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide during respiration. In the cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water, and for releasing energy, as in other organisms. In plants, each part can independently take in oxygen from air and give out carbon dioxide. carbon dioxide. So the exchange of gases in the leaves during respiration takes place through tiny pores called stomata. This figure is given. One stoma when that small opening is opening, and another stoma is there when small opening is closed. So during exchange of gases, this small opening opens and closes. Okay, so by this process the exchange of gases takes place in the leaves of plants during respiration. Now in roots, exchange of gases takes place through the root hair. As you know, in plant roots there are root hair, and these root hair take up air from spaces between the soil particles, and then these root of the plants use oxygen for the process of respiration. Sometime when in your flower pot for many days, if water is filled, means stagnant water is filled, so after some days the flowering plant in your plot become means died, because for many days it is not able to get oxygen and it does not respire. That is why in the lack of energy this plant is died. Okay, now the chapter is finished. On the basis of this chapter I would like to discuss some questions. As we discussed respiration, types of respiration, okay, differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, respiration in plants, respiration in other animals, etc. So on the basis of these topics I would like to discuss some questions. First, what is meant by respiration and write a word equation for it. Second, what are the differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now question third, in fish exchange of gases occurs through. Do you know? What is your answer? You find out your answer from the video. In insect exchange of gases occurs through. Question number 4, name the breathing organs in human beings. And question number 5, name the muscular floor of the chest cavity, which we have discussed during the respiration in humans. Now more or less chapter is completed. Watch this video again and again and write your comments in comment box, and thank you for watching video. Thank you very much.